I'm supposed to record some kind of audio. And you know, people are telling me I'm a noob at this. I don't get that. Like, I'm really good at stuff. I'm really smart, and I'm not just a noob. So what do I do here?
Well, you could always ask the doctor, Rigby, because I am not a noob. I am a pro.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to our Let's It Up Pro Teacher Zoo. Today I have with me a new student, but a good friend, alas, Matt.
That is me. I see my name on the bottom. Look at that. That is me.
Yeah. Yep. And he has been. I've known him for quite a while, and he's done some pretty good campaigns, including one that I've backed before, Road Warrior Drake.
Oh, look at that book.
Yep. Just don't call him a duck.
No, not the. Oh, see, you had to warn me first. You should have warned me.
I said don't. I'm letting everyone else know not to do it. Because I know what happened. I remember the thrashing I got from him.
It was bad.
It was. But yeah, we're going to be going over the Hulk Pitt crossover. You know, if they ever get that omnibus made, I hope one day it does. There'll unfortunately be one book that won't be included for obvious reasons. But it's a shame to lose Peter David, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the drawbacks of like the industry, and like when you do collaborations and then time becomes a factor. You know, so there's no guarantee that you'll stay with the same people and that magic will last forever.
Not just that, but also just having the money to be able to help you with medical bills in Peter's case and all that. That's always been the downside of comics. Yeah. Especially Marvel screwed him over more than DC ever did.
Marvel screwed up an artist? You don't say.
No. I was talking about Peter, the writer. But yeah.
Right.
But
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he wasn't the only writer, but Marvel seems to have an issue with like treating their creators with any
big time at least
of reverence.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, say what you will about DC, they go out of their way to make sure they still get the royalties and everything. They actually make sure they're credited properly. All of that. Marvel, they could care less. The fact that you have Ed Brubaker say he gets more royalties from his cameo in Winter Soldier than he ever gets for basing off of his story.
Right. Okay. Well, I am curious to see. Well, first of all, from what you know, and maybe you don't know, but is this in canon with any of the Pitt stories, or is this some kind of like Elseworlds?
Kind of an Elseworlds thing. Basically, the story will explain it. It's a case of some kid with reality warping powers died to have these two fight each other. That's basically the plot of this. But yeah, it's so great to see Peter and David reunite for this. Pitt is Dale's creation, and he and Peter worked on a Hulk for a good number of years. So this just feels like a match made in heaven.
Yes.
Yep. So let's dive right in. Have you ever met someone and taken an instant dislike to them? There are some who believe that we move in karmic circles throughout our lives, encountering the same souls repeatedly. That when we react negatively to someone, we are recalling animus left from a previous life. There are others, and there are those who consider that theory mere fantasy. All that matters is the here and now, reality. And then there are those times when fantasy and reality overlap. Those times are called stories. Reality check. None in the tribe know from where the newcomers have originated. He is simply there. Yet his arrival, oddly, is not surprising. It has a certain aura of inevitability. As if the tribe knew this day would come, as if the tribe's very existence, most particularly the reign of its leader, demanded this moment. On a day so hot that the very air scorches the lungs, the behemoths study one another for an instant, and then, with no words, because no words exist, they charge. The child seeks to intercede on behalf of the tribe's master. But his elder brother wisely stops him from the elders, for the elder's grip on reality is firm, and he knows that were the child to try and intervene, his chance of survival will be non-existent. Two creatures with no names that any would comprehend, fighting a battle of such length, violence, and ferocity that it will imprint in the racial memory of humanity. It will inspire countless variations in myth and legend, and cause many an uneasy night for people who will awake with no clear recollection of what they've remembered. They can only pull their covers tightly around themselves and try to fall back to sleep and fail. Roar! The child realizes a moment before the others what is about to happen, feels the building heat, senses the loins of the earth rising, about to release, and insanely smiles as if he considers it somehow fitting. Pittsdale University. This is it. We love Pitt, because Pitt don't take and ever take no prisoners. What an exciting life you lead, Mr. Jones. It's funny, and please don't take this the wrong way, but everything I've heard about you and all the times I've seen your talk show, well, for some reason, I thought you'd be taller, bulkier somehow. I guess the reality doesn't always mesh with the fantasy, eh? Sorry about the noise. It's homecoming anyway. Little Timmy has read your book several times since he arrived. Since you were in the area on a promotional tour, we thought you could give us a teensy help. One of our caseworkers, Darla Miller, has been working with him. I think Timmy has a crush on her, but he's still rather tight-lipped. And you have no idea where he comes from, Mrs. Riggs? None. He just showed up in a playground one day with some wild story. Police brought him here to the orphanage. The wild story being that he was being pursued by an oddly colored monster named Pitt. I surmise he got the name from a local sign. In any event, I thought you might have common ground. So where is he? Upstairs. But before you go, well, I was hoping you wouldn't mind autographing a copy of Sidekick. Happy to. I hope it doesn't come across as gushing, but, well, you're one of the more exciting things to hit Pittsdale. Unreality twists and turns around him, folding back upon itself, and seared into his mind is the recollection of an angry child, a child apparently capable of bending reality to his very whim, a child who screeches, I can't believe we were ever friends. I don't want you in my life. I want something real, normal. I want a mom. And most of all, I want to be as far away from you as I can. Just to make it clear, so this would be Pitt's brother, Timmy. That's the only thing I really recall about all this. But yeah, so he's in the Marvel universe currently after sending Pitt away. I think. Basically, the story on this is kind of bonkers.
Yeah, I was like, it starts off great with this galactically, epic style battle between the Hulk and Pitt. And the narration was setting it up, and then it just goes right into this child. I'm like, oh, okay, well, here we are.
Yep.
So I guess we'll see where this goes. Yeah.
Yep. Come on, son, don't move. For me, huh? For Darla, just cut me a break. The light's so perfect, right where you are. So just stay right where you are, crud. Had to go and wreck it. Story of my life. Things are going along great, and then stuff happened, like the Earth's rotation and engagements. I must be nuts. How could I have said yes? It's not me. Marriage, commitment, a family, geez. It's also so real. Oh my God. No! For a brief second, all that it takes, otherworldly energy surges around Darla, and then a word is ripped from Pitt, even as he is ripped from between worlds. The word, Timmy! Golf! Mother of, don't move or will. Pitt has not in fact moved. The outcome is the same. Help me, God, help me. Last stand on planet Earth. Hi, you Timmy? I'm Rick Jones. Folks here thought you could use someone to talk to. No thanks, my mommy's coming for me. Until she does, how about you tell me about this monster that's been chasing you? Sure, like you'll believe me. Kiddo, you'd be amazed what I believe. The Hulk's thoughts are unusually quiet, orderly. But the sight of Rick Jones is enough to bring roaring back the sort of turmoil that he hoped he'd left behind. He had not sought Rick Jones. He had just happened to be outside the TV station when Jones emerged into a throng of admiring fans. Then again, if Rick hadn't just happened to be out on that military testing range years ago, there would have been no Hulk. The relative positive and negatives of that happenstance elude him at the moment. He is thinking only of a friend. But even as he reflects on it, he tries to dismiss it. What good is companionship of any kind, he wonders. Rick, or even Betty. What good did she ever? Oh, right. What are you remembering? Is that? Gotta be the monster they called from downtown. Take him! Ching! Who did that? Well, we have the backup coming. Good. You'll need it. Stop. I'm warning you. Appreciate it. Better stay there. You look tired. I had a mom and a brother. Never got along with him, so he wasn't anything like you, Rick. I know being an orphan's tough, but you can deal with it. First thing you gotta do, I know it sounds rough, first thing is you gotta let go of the fantasy that your folks will show up for you any second Timmy! And I knew you'd come back. And dispatch, we'll need more backup. The monster is tearing up and Vale and Van Buren over. Impossible. He's in DeMarco and Plaza. I don't think I copied that, dispatch. DeMarco Plaza is across town. He can't be there. Tim and Timmy is north of here. I can sense him. The connection in this world is even stronger. Whatever this world is, no matter. Only Timmy matters. Only Timmy. He watches them swarm like gnats. They call themselves a SWAT team. Appropriate, since he can he can SWAT them easily. Too easily. Something within him. Boredom, anger, sadism. Who can say? Whatever it is, it requires some amusement. Look out! Watch it! Come on. Incredible! He trashed all the cars, but spared us. Did someone say spare? What's going on out there? I hear a ton of sirens. There's no fire or anything, and I don't like the look or sound of any of that. Timmy, maybe your mom should stay put until... Huh? Excuse me, I don't think you could just waltz in here and tussle out with one of the residents. There's questions galore left over. Like, and why you left him, and where did you come from, and why... She's my mom, Rick. That's all you need to know. That's good to hear. Repeating all units, the monster has torn up Delmar Plaza and is now heading north. A monster? Sounds pretty scary. It's on current course. It's heading straight for Pittsdale Orphanage. Jones. The Hulk realizes that this unknown monster has probably, for some reason, zeroed in on Rick Jones. Why? Doesn't matter. Jones always had a way of being a trouble magnet. So he's in trouble again. So what? He's been nothing but a sword on the Hulk side for years. He's blast him. There! Now stay out of my way! Need to find him! He can feel the boy's presence as clearly, and he can feel his own heart beating. The boy who had spent happier times with his grandfather. The boy whose loss of innocence unleashed a hidden terrible power. The boy to whom Pitt is forever bound. The boy, Timmy! The forest is thick around them as they go off the beaten path, beating themselves a path. And come, Timmy. I have your old room ready for you, just like and Pitt. And he gasps and gapes, not at the boy with the cold, flickering eyes, but at the woman. Bruce, I knew sooner or later you. He doesn't hear the rest of Rick's greeting. Indeed, he's barely registered the beginning of it. Instead, he cannot tear his eyes away from this woman, the woman who looks so much like her. But what are you doing here? There's a monster coming. Pitt, it's gotta be. You have to help us. You will, won't you? Bruce, what just happened? It's like he saw a ghost. Have you ever met someone and taken an instant disliking to them? There are some who believe that we move in karmic circles throughout our lives, encountering the same souls repeatedly. That when we react negatively to someone, we are recalling animus left from a previous life. There are others, though, who consider that theory mere fantasy. All that matters is the here and now, reality. And then there are those times when fantasy and reality overlap. Those times are called conflict. Go away or I'll hurt you. Try. Just look at the artwork here, dude.
The artwork is not bad. I'll talk about the story after you're done reading it, but definitely at least the artwork is up to speed.
Good. And the whole story is an excuse to get to the action, to explain why they're together.
Right.
I love you, Timmy. I've always loved you. And from now on, hold it, lady. This is too weird. You come out of nowhere. This Pitt thing shows up likewise out of nowhere. There's something way bizarre going on here. Come on, Timmy. He'll be fine. Now don't dawdle. I give you a chance, you inhuman. You talk inhumanity to me. You come between me and the only living thing that has meaning to me. The boy and I are bound to each other, such as you couldn't possibly understand a bond of the soul. You know nothing of me. Of my soul, of my bonds, of the woman I love. You know nothing. I know all I need to know, and that is more than enough. Oh man, I'd wish that they'd make softer buildings. Hi, Timmy! Hold it, Monstro. Leave that kid alone. Roar! And down, Jones. Whoa, thanks for that comfy eighth of a second warning. Who are you? No, never mind. It doesn't matter, does it? No. All that matters is that I win! For a moment, just one moment, he considers holding back the next blow to find out more about his opponent. And then the moment passed. Boing! Mr. Jones, that was the Hulk, wasn't it? Yep. Is there any way to stop them? None comes to mind. Then what do we do? Charge $5.99 to watch it? Everything's going to be great, Mom. It's going to be... Oh, no, don't go away. Be the way I want. And Rick'em Wreck'em and Ruck'em Ruck'em, get that ball and really fight. Rickety Red, kick him in the leg. Rickety Rolls, kick him in the other leg. I go, Pitt. The player's ball and game forgotten. Dash at the full steam from one and the monster at the one end, all the run afoul of the monster at the other. The Hulk pauses a moment to see if his earlier blows had any effect on his opponent. The hesitation is a mistake, and the answer is self-evident. Whomp, pow, wham! This wasn't your business! I decide my business! Then you made a very, very bad decision! No, it's not fair! Why can't anything ever be the way I want it to be? Timmy, what's happening? Timmy, what are you doing to yourself? To us? Don't you see? You can't bring Mom back. You can't! The Hulk hears Pitt's monologue and realizes that this is no ordinary circumstance. That this apparently alien being is wrapped with apparently human turmoil. Just as he, the Hulk, is at core human, but ever so slowly is moving further away from human concerns. The irony of that is not lost on the Hulk. It's merely exploited. Once upon a time, it might have given him grounds upon which to build communication. But these are not those times. And to the Hulk, it's just another opportunity. One to be executed along with his foe. I'm sorry, Darla. I just wanted it so much. No, this is not good. Major League not good. Great. Storm jam. Timmy, can you hear me, kiddo? I shouldn't really be moving you guys. Not after an accident. But in case you didn't notice, you're on a track. And where there's a track, sometimes there's a... Great. I warned you. I told you to back off. Everything that's happened to you, you brought on yourself. Stay down. And come on, kid. This is really serious. No, nothing is real. Nothing matters. Nothing except Pitt. Okay, come on, lady. Let's get you out and you can help me. Huh? You're not as much. Forget it. I'll get it sorted out later. If there is a later. Timmy! Don't worry. I'm here. I'll always be here. And the jam door picked that precise moment to unjam. The Hulk is now starkly aware of how important the boy is to his foe. His slightly and perverse nature almost prompts him to let the boy die, just to upset Pitt. But he cannot bring himself to do it. This softness angers him, for it makes him less than he would like to be. He feels the need to prove something to himself. Instead, he chooses the means. He might have been able to get the boy clear of the track. That will cause more damage. It gives them some small satisfaction. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. He might have been able to get the boy off the track. Instead, he chose the means that will cause more damage. It gives them some small satisfaction. Timmy, you saved Timmy. Thank you. And he looks into the eyes of an alien being, and he sees more humanity than he himself possesses. It's more than he can stand. In the midst of a prehistoric exhibition, they battle against their own evolution. Pitt strengthening his human ties, the Hulk leaving his behind, each envying and fearing what the other has, seeing the best and worst of each other, everything that they both aspire to and fear that they could become. Stay back, kid. No, not this time. It's all my fault. I gotta make a new draft. I made Darla look and act like my mom and the Hulk's mom. But why? Because I could. Because reality stinks and I wanted one I like better. So I guess I'll have to find another one. Timmy, I thought I lost you, boy. Why'd you wander off to here? Just doing some wool gathering? Yeah, Grandpa, just that. What's this exhibit here? Skulls of ancient humans caught in a lava flow. Yep, always impressive to me to see stuff like this, Timmy. Makes ancient history seem more real somehow, you know? Yeah, Gramps, I know exactly what you mean. Elsewhere, Darla hails a taxi, not particularly wondering why she's in a different section of town. She accepts it as a dreamer, does the unreality of a dream, and goes home to think about children and all they demand of one. Meantime, inside Pittsdale Orphanage, that was weird. Haven't been this confused since that philosophy class I took years ago. And one where he tried to tell us that maybe all reality exists as someone's dream, that everything is subjective, nothing's real, and there's worlds within worlds. Timmy left some books. There was nothing left of the great city. The two generals had leveled everything that was between them. Now nothing stood except them. From across centuries of hatred, they snarled at each other, for such was the enmity between General Hook and General Pitt. It has always been thus since their first encounter. Have you ever met someone and taken an instant disliking to them? And that's it.
So basically, this was a story for basically Pitt completionists.
Yes.
Like if you want to own every single Pitt story, then yeah, this is a book for you. But as far as like crossovers are concerned, I feel like they could have chosen a better story. This reminds me of this reminds. Okay, so right now on YouTube, Hasbro is running season 3 of Transformers. So I've been binge watching that a lot. There's like 2 episodes that I pretty much skip.
The G.I. Joe one.
No. I like that one. I do like that one. The one that I skip are the ones that feature Daniel, the child.
Oh yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, Nightmare Planet and Surprise Party. Because to me, like having the boy be the catalyst for the story featuring giant robots to me is like, nah, I'm not feeling it. And I feel like this is kind of similar. They use the child to be the catalyst to bring these two titans together, and I'm like, you could have told a better story. So. Yeah, the action was fine, but I think the glue that kept it together was like, it's a deflatable story.
Yep, and Frank and Richard, this boy ain't.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, one downside I feel it is that Peter David was working with what Dale gave him, and it's clearly not much.
Right. Like I felt like because I feel like they could have had like a story where it's to be just maybe Hulk enters Pitt's world, or the Pitt enters Hulk's world. They see each other, then get this fight, and then maybe like some human comes in the middle, and like say like the human reminds Pitt of Timmy, his brother, and it'll probably remind Hulk of
his
Rick
mother,
Jones, exactly. Yeah, and then like maybe they stop, and it's like then there's like a mutual understanding, and then they go separate ways, something like that. I just told a better story. Look at that. I just told a better story.
Yeah, and my big problem is they bring up just briefly that Hulk sees more humanity in Pitt, because this is by the point, I believe this is around the point when Bruce was separated from Hulk after Onslaught. So this is where he's just Hulk, not even Bruce in the equation. And
I see.
He was losing his humanity, and then he did not like seeing the humanity in Pitt, but that's very briefly touched on.
Right.
That
Yeah.
I just don't get.
Yeah, it really is a blown opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just told a better story in a few seconds, and they
Yeah,
could have done so much with
exactly.
that. And you could
And
have
Peter
learned
David's
a lot
great
about
with character writing. He's great with character writing. This just felt like I said, I don't think Pitt, like, I'm nothing against Dale, but I
right.
don't think he built a world that was good enough to make it compatible with it. And you can tell Peter's trying his hardest.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, like maybe maybe there was a deadline in place, and he had to meet that deadline. You know, I mean,
Maybe.
it's different in the industry than it is like when you're just doing your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they could have just told a better story, like something that would have pleased both Hulk fans and Pitt fans. You know.
Yep. Oh, and here's something from Bobby Chase. That was the editor on Hulk. Having Dale draw again for Marvel, reunited with Peter and me, doing a Hulk project. It's been a dream of mine and the whole Marvel bullpen for what seemed like ages. And then having the project be a team up with Dale's Gargantuan Gray Guy and our Green Goliath is icing on the cake. Thanks to everyone who worked on this, from the aforementioned to the fabulous one. Dan Pension, Steve Buccellato, Chris Eliopoulos, assistant editor extraordinaire, Polly Watson, all that. And thanks for all you all for reading it. But yeah, I noticed that was Dan Panosian, usually a very good penciler, but they're doing the inkings here.
Yeah, and the art is pretty good. Like there's no complaints about the art. Because I've been scenes with a kid, like I felt that was kind of flat. But when it comes to Hulk in the Pit, yeah, you got some dynamic art there for sure. So a lot of great like single panel. Even that shot with the Hulk looking down on the kid, that's a pretty good shot because you get the immenseness of the Hulk. And yeah, he's just standing there, you know, pretty.
Dale really nailed that. Dale really nailed big guys.
Well, there's a reason why he's considered one of the most legendary artists of the Hulk, and this is why. Because he captures the immensity of the Hulk without even showing the Hulk doing anything action-packed or dynamic.
Exactly. Dale, Gary Frank, and Tom McFarlane are the three juggernauts of the Peter David era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like I said, the story is just not great. It's really not.
No, it's not. It's
not bad. It's not bad. I've read worse, but it's not good either.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Like you said, it's not terrible. It's not terrible, but like if you're looking for some kind of like grand event that brings these two characters together, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, and again, there's like you have to know Pitt to understand this all. They do not do anything good to summarize things for you. They do not.
That's why I said that. Like if they had it where they just stumble upon each other and they just got into this humongous fight that leveled their entire area, and then you get this one kid who somehow gets in the middle of it, and then it reminds them of the people in the world, and then you get a little bit of their backdrop. That would have been a more interesting story because now you get to know each character better. If you're a fan of one, you'll get to know the other.
Yep. Also, not a fan that the cover is just a reused artwork. I don't like when they do that. When the cover is just reused interior artwork, it's like, really, nothing different at all.
That's why I think there might have been a deadline to this, and that
it could have been.
Yeah. So
it could have been, but overall, I give this like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 if I was to rank it.
I would go to 5.
Yeah, it's like for me, 5 is mid. Not bad, not great, but would I recommend it? Only if you're a completionist.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, if you're a completionist, for Pitt or Peter David and Dale Keown. Not for Hulk. For Hulk, not needed.
There you go. Yeah, that's exactly accurate. Yes.
Yeah, for Hulk, not needed, but for anything Pitt or the creators related, yeah. So, any other final thoughts you want to give before we wrap up?
Well, again, like I would just be repeating myself.
Right.
But I could have done a better job. I think those of you who are watching this video, you could probably come up with a better story.
Yeah, that's a shame for the sake to say that, but yeah. So, yep. Thank you for joining me last month. Thanks everyone else, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.